What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and today I want to talk to you about the manhunt that's going on. Now, the guy that they are hunting for, his name is Michael Burnham. Let's get into it. All right. Now, this guy, he is armed and dangerous. He is a survivalist, and I don't know how they're going to catch this guy. But let's just go ahead and get into what they're posting. The authorities consider Michael Burnham, who is suspected of murder and other violent crimes, to be armed and dangerous. He escaped from a county jail in Pennsylvania 5 days ago. And I've been following this since they posted. More than 150 members of law enforcement have joined the hunt for an armed and dangerous fugitive suspected of murder who escaped from Pennsylvania County Jail into a heavily wooded area. His name is Michael Burnham, who's 34 years old, remains on the run for the 5th day since authorities said he escaped the Warren County Jail by using bed sheets tied together to make a rope to climb down from a metal roof. I have so many questions about how did this guy escape out of a prison with bed sheets, but we're going to get ahead and just get into this. Now, nearly 200 local, state, federal officers are now searching for Michael from the ground and the air in a rural area near the border between New York and Pennsylvania. Authorities said he should be considered armed and dangerous and should not be approached if detected. Now, the police said Michael is a survivalist with military training. They believed he also could be getting help from others after finding supplies and campsites he may have possibly used. He was being held at the jail in connection with a burglary and arson, and has been accused of kidnapping a couple in Warren County. Michael also is a suspect in the murder of New York resident Kayla Hodgkin on May 11th. Authorities will not say whether they have spotted Michael or come close to capturing him because they're aware he could be following media reports about the manhunt. We are putting significant pressure on him, Lieutenant George Bivens of the Pennsylvania State Police said at a news conference. We are actively pushing him in these areas. If he is here, he is not getting any rest. I believe at some point we will force him to make a mistake. And when he does, we will use that to our advantage. Now, this is a guy who has survivalist skills and he's ex-military. This is the second time in the last 2 months that Michael has eluded police. He spent nearly 2 weeks on the run in May as a suspect in Hodgkin's murder and allegedly kidnapped an elderly couple as officers closed in on him. The hunt for Michael comes after 2 fugitives at large were caught in Montana and Northern California. Chadwick Mobley, 42, a suspect in a 2011 murder in Michigan, was captured in Plains, Montana on July 10th after escaping custody a day earlier. Eric Abreu, 35 years old, who was accused of a deadly shootout with law enforcement officers in May, is back in custody after escaping from a medical facility in California over the weekend. Eric was apprehended in Rockland, north of Sacramento on July 10th after a resident alerted police to someone's presence in an area of dense foliage. So this guy, he has survivalist skills and he is ex-military. He escaped from the metal roof using bed sheets tied together. My thing, I thought that when you are in prison, that is very strict. Now, I do know prisoners escape. I do know that because they do it all the time. But the fact that he is ex-military and he has survival skills tells me a lot. That he's been scoping out that prison. He knew how to get to the roof and when. Okay, and I bet you, I'm gonna say this. I think this man has some type of help on the inside. I do. I think he had some type of help on the inside. I could be wrong, but it's just something that tells me that he had some help on the inside. And now they found little campsites, but they're not telling the media where the campsites were, which they should. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody out there in those woods that's camping and they're listening in and they're reading on social media need to be aware of what's going on. Okay? There's a lot of wooded area out there. So he could be anywhere. And he has survival skills, so he knows how to live out there in those type of conditions. This is already the 5th day. So I've been following this. I've been following this because I want to know when they're going to catch this dude. That's what I want to know. I want to know when they're going to catch him. They got over 150 officers on this case. Local, state, federal, all types of officers. They got the helicopters searching in the air, looking down for him. So it's a big thing right now. This is a big manhunt. And people that's in Pennsylvania need to be careful because I know there's some homes that are like near the wooded areas. So they need to be careful and be on the lookout. As far as coming into New York, I don't know how he will come into New York, like what part of New York will he come into. So it's just, they got their work cut out for them. But we're going to see how long it's going to take for these people to catch Michael Burnham. And I hope they do catch him. But we're going to see how long it takes. And like I said before, I think he had help on the inside. And he's getting help on the outside. But we'll see. So let me know in the comment section, you guys, if you heard about this. What do you think about this guy escaping the way he did? Let's talk about it in the comment section. And I'll talk to you guys later.